Bev McGeehan. I am a past student of race from 1998. I am now 30 years old, and this is my story of how my life unfolded throughout racing. So as a 15-year-old, I was a little bit reckless and I couldn't concentrate in school, and I didn't want to be in school, and I didn't want to learn anymore. I was just horses mad. That's all I wanted, horses, horses, horses. So eventually my parents and the teachers both got tired of this, and they came up with a solution of sending me to race. So we applied for race and I got accepted. So when I arrived in race, it was all very exciting and new. It was my first time away from home. I was very young, just turning 16. There were 6 girls on my course, and we were placed in the yellow dorm. And it was the biggest amount of girls that we had ever been accepted onto a course that year. So our first term in race, we were sent out to the Army Equitation School, because the training facility hadn't been built at this stage. So we were sent out to be taught on the ex-army horses and be taught by international show jumper corporals, which was a great privilege, and we learnt loads in a very short space of time. I think it was only 3 months, if I can remember. This was amazing, and I really enjoyed this part of the course. Whilst in the army, we learnt a great level of discipline. We were actually treated like cadets. If there was a brush out of place or a bucket or a piece of straw in the yard, the corporals would get very annoyed and make us do 100 million push-ups and then send us running around the curve for 20 minutes. So you'd soon learn not to leave a messy or untidy yard. So I love the army for that, because I did learn a great discipline, and I'm an extremely tidy and punctual person now because of it. When we completed our first term in the army, we were then all sectioned out and put into different yards around the Curragh for our work placement. I was lucky enough to be sent to the amazing Master John Ox, and whilst there I got to ride work alongside Johnny Murta, and he taught me loads of brilliant tips, and he was a really lovely man and taught us loads of different things. Catherine Gannon was also there while I was there. I spent my term there, and I learnt how to ride out and rough ride. The apprentices of Rose used to be sent out to the farm to break the yearlings, just to improve your seat and make you a better rider. Then on the third term, we were brought into the main yard, and here I grew impatient because John had 5 apprentices in front of me. He had Kathy Gannon, Lisa O'Neill, Ian Power, and myself, and there was another one. But I was at the bottom of the pecking order and grew impatient and couldn't wait to be signed on. So I made the decision, and I moved to Italy, to a yard in Milan, and the trainer was called Bruno Grizzetti. Whilst with Bruno, I got a good few rides on the track. I never won, I was placed a good few times. It was brilliant. It's a great experience. They train and live on the race course there. So he had about 120 horses in training, and he had a lot of international people working for him and international owners. He discovered that I was obviously fluent in Italian and English, so he took me on board and improved my translating skills, and then used to bring me to the sales, and I used to translate for his American buyers or for his English or Irish buyers. This was great. I got to meet a good few people, made a good few contacts in the sales world, and got to travel a bit around Italy as well. I absolutely loved my time in Italy. The only thing that became an issue was it's a bit more chaotic than Ireland. Their ideas and levels of safety weren't as in tune as in Ireland, and I eventually began to get homesick and decided to come back and further my career in Ireland. So I returned back to Ireland and decided to go freelance on the Curragh and went riding out for a good few different trainers. Again, I always seemed to get put into the 2-year-old yards because I was small and light and I had a good seat. So I've always seemed to worked with the younger horses. While doing this, unfortunately, you get a good few falls. I did get a few falls. I've hurt my back. I've damaged my back. So then at that stage I was like kind of thinking, is this for me? I'm sore and broke up. So I decided to take a break from racing and I went to Jane Bloomer's in Bray, Brennanstown. And there I completed my stage 1 to 4 and my AI BHS exam. After completing my stages 1 to 4 BHS exams, I decided that teaching wasn't for me as I didn't quite have the patience for little children. So I was lucky enough and I landed myself a great job also in County Wicklow with a trainer called Daniel Miley. I spent a total of 5 years in Daniel's where he made me his assistant trainer, and I got to do everything while Danny was away. I had full responsibility of the yard. I really loved it. I enjoyed it. I learnt loads and I learned a lot from that place. But unfortunately the recession hit Danny's yard. He went from having 36 horses down to about 5 and the inevitable happened and he had to let us go. So after that happened, I decided that I didn't want to start all the way back at the bottom of a yard and have to come up through the ranks. I just couldn't do it anymore because at this stage I'm 30. So I decided to go back and educate myself. So I completed an ECDL course and then I went out and came back to race to complete a 3 weeks of work experience. And now I'm going to continue on and do an accounts and payroll course, and then further on I'm going to do a racing secretary course. So guys, that's how my life unfolded in racing. Race now has a way better education system in place. They have FETEC level 5s, when back in my day they only did MVQ level 2s. They have wonderful teachers here and amazing training facilities. It's very safe and you're very well looked after and you're giving the best possible chance in a career in racing.